This is dissatisfaction. And for the visual, the way I write it is DIS hyphen satisfaction. Interesting observation of human behavior. This is what I do. I'm an observer. I'm a participant as well, but I love to slow the process down of my knee-jerk reaction and observe. So in an interesting observation of human behavior that displays how we are perpetually dissatisfied with almost everything. Think about that for a second. Whether standing still or in motion, happy or sad, winning or losing at life, we eventually express dissatisfaction with it and everything about it. We are all perpetual seekers of the What that means is we all strive and always strive to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. Seekers of the you and I. Here's how I'll prove that to you. Reach out to me and tell me if your goal today was to be unhappy, unhealthy, or make less money. And when we achieve our goals, we immediately want more. You ever notice that? We must always be moving forward, hopefully, but we must always be in motion, and our brains are constantly struggling with the question of what's next. And now with the advent of technology and social media and video games and everything, metaverse and virtual reality and all that, we've got a lot of distractions. Shout out to my good friend and guest on the podcast, Nir Ayel. Great book, Indistractable. Read it. I'll put it in the notes. This is funny to think about, but we're even dissatisfied with satisfaction itself. Satisfaction is boring, right? If you say, I'm satisfied, something in your brain will say, that's not enough. Oh, so you're just satisfied, right? So there is a gift in embracing this concept and acknowledging that it's all good. When someone says, hey, Dragon, how are you? I say it's all good. Whether things are good or bad, you'll desire change either way. So a big part of what we talk about is recognizing things that are going to happen whether you like it or not, and just embracing it and accepting them. A great example of this is money. What's enough money? What's enough money? Think about it. A lot of people say, I want to be a millionaire. If you had $1 million handed to you, or you acquired it over time with hard work, would you be satisfied? Or can you see that a minute later, maybe less, a minute later, it's just natural that you'd have your curiosity and sight set on 1.1 million and so on. You'd start saying, I wonder what 1.1 million would be like. The question then emerges of whether it's better to be satisfied or dissatisfied with life. Does dissatisfaction prevent you from living in the present moment with gratitude? Right? That might be a struggle of dissatisfaction. Or can you see that you'd get dissatisfied with gratitude? Gratitude you could be dissatisfied with. Yeah, but it's not enough. Dissatisfied with gratitude and wonder what comes next. Look at the mountain climber. It's a good visual to show you how crazy we are. The goal of the mountain climber when he's climbing a mountain is to reach the summit. This means, if you think about it, that 99.9% of the entire experience of being a mountain climber is spent on the climb, and 0.00001% of it is at the summit. So it makes sense we immediately look at the next peak. In fact, we all talk about this concept called peak to peak, meaning we can't even see the second mountain until we reach the first. So if you want to reach the second mountain, you have to do the first anyway. Sometimes we don't think like that and we reach the peak of the mountain and then we see the second and we go, oh, call it shiny object syndrome or shiny summit syndrome. So perhaps this helps us acknowledge the climb, right? Acknowledge that the climb is the part that we need to learn how to embrace. I mean, it occupies the majority of our lives, such as failure and falling down and adversity and struggle, the majority of our lives. So it makes sense to embrace it. This is why I have that shirt that says, embrace the suck. There's more suck than not. Once again, There's so much value in the acknowledgement of the self-running and perpetual nature of your human brain and accepting it as the way it is. However, learning to separate yourself, cognitive distancing, learning to separate yourself from its behavior, the behavior of your brain, as an observer, and say things like, oh, that's just my brain. It's never satisfied, right? No control over it. Your brain is always thinking and never satisfied. Yet, learning to practice gratitude, regardless of what your brain thinks, that's the goal. Perhaps your brain will eventually follow suit and express satisfaction, perhaps being the key word. Or perhaps you'd get dissatisfied with that too. Make sense? Well, I sure hope so. I just finished our podcast recording, and I just want to say to everybody that comes in and checks out the live Rise Up with Dragon Facebook community, Instagram, we don't save them there. Go to riseupwithdragon.com, get on our newsletter. A lot of fun stuff coming. Moving to South Africa in a week for 3 to 5 months. And what Chicken and I are going to do out there, we're going to run the podcast live as usual, but what we're going to do out there is we're going to create some really cool fun assets and online courses and things like that, one being the Rise Up Challenge, which will give people a 30-day dose every day of videos that take you through the 30-day challenge using the Rise Up Challenge, but also integrating some nutrition, exercise, and things like that. So if you're looking to level up, you can look forward to that. Great morning to Wilma. I see you're here. Have an amazing day, everybody. Love and appreciate you all. And I will be back tomorrow at 8.